Hey, what's cracking? I'm back. So, wanted to talk to you a little bit about what happens when you go to A&R, Lexington Assessment and Reception Center. When you pull chain from county jail, you go to A&R, and that's where they assess you. They go by your crime that you committed, if you've been in prison before, if there's anything from the last time you were in prison, if you were, that follows you, that will add to your points. Uh, how heinous your crime was, how much time you have will decide what kind of prison you go to, whether you go to minimum security, medium security, or maximum security, or maybe even to a work center if you didn't really do much. But murder, second degree, even though I'd never been in trouble, still, if you're a murderer, you cannot go to minimum, you go straight to medium security. So then, no matter who you are, while you're being assessed and everything like that, you're going to wait 30, 60 days maybe in there, locked down 23 hours a day before you leave. During that time, you lock down 23 hours a day with one guy in your cell. Now you're going to start getting used to the idea that if you need to use the bathroom, if you have to take a dump, well, then you can hang a sheet up there, and at the end of the top bunk, kind of hang a sheet there, and then he'll sit on the bottom bunk while you go over there and take a dump. And privacy is gone for the rest of your life. This is the first time I had to get naked in front of other men, besides being strip searched. Because here, that's when the showers now, when county jail, you can go into a shower by yourself with a shower curtain. But not anymore. Now you're at A&R, and you go into a long hallway. There's around 6 shower heads, and everyone goes together at the same time, and the guards can look down there and see you. Whether they're male or female doesn't matter, because you don't matter. Your rights are gone. So that was tough for me especially. I turned 17 years old, November 15th, 1990, and on December 26th, which is a month and 11 days later after I turned 17, I pulled chain and went to A&R. First thing that happens when you get to A&R is they shave your head and take pictures of you. That way, no matter what disguise you use when you get out, they have your face, and they can add disguises if they want. They add and detract hair, so they'll be sure they can catch you. But also to let you know, you just got to put in your place. You also get debugged again. They're going to take you to see a doctor and a dentist, find out if you have any problems, and if you do, then if you have medical problems or dental problems, they will be took care of. Dental, no filling, no preventive care. If it hurts bad enough to pull it out, you lose your tooth. Otherwise, you can live with it, but there's no fillings or caps or anything like that. For medical purposes, if you need blood pressure medicine or whatever you need, you will get that. They have pill calls in the morning, at lunch, and in the evening time. And if you're about to die, they have somewhere to put you until you die. So for me, it was real tough because I had to take showers with men for the first time, and I was only 17, just turned 17, and my body hadn't completely developed. I didn't look like men yet. No hair on my face still. The hair on my legs was blonde, and it was real thin, you know, like I may as well not have had none. Couldn't see it, and very few underneath my arms. But you get out for an hour during that time, and then if you have time to get in line, if you're the first one down there, you get in line, you can call your folks. 15 minutes on the phone. Just one person right after another. You can't call back. Someone else's turn after you. And you play cards. People play spades in the day room, and that's when you can get your shower. Other than that, they bring your food to your cell, morning, noon, and in the evening. You eat what you get, or you're hungry. In A&R, you don't have time for anyone to send any money to your books. The money that was on your books at county jail will be sent behind you, but it won't hit your books in time to order at A&R. No one will have time to send you anything. Well, you don't get money in A&R. You're there just a short period of time. If you're over there over a month now, let someone send you a little money, get hygiene stamps. But for the most part, you're going to get 2 free letters. You can ask the guard. They'll give you some envelopes, some paper, an ink pen, or a pencil, just about that long, 3 inches or so, something you can't stab no one with. You have to shave all the hair off your face. They come around and check, make sure you don't have any hair on your face. You shaved your head, no hair on your face. Feel like an idiot, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, everyone there is very anxious. the one thing everyone has in common is no one's smiling. And talk about stress and the stress stress will do to your body. I've seen people in the county jail facing murder cases in their 20s and 30s, and all their hair turns gray in a few months. Stress is terrible for your body. And that's why yesterday when I mentioned the nightmares, I didn't get through it all. And I also said in a video that I hurt my knee and my back from those nightmares. And the reason I'm on disability is because I have those nightmares. And sometimes they get so bad, they make me throw up. It puts me in the hospital. I'll throw up for 24, 36 hours straight, and I can't stop even with medicine that they've given me to try. And I have to go to the emergency room and get help, stop throwing up for my nerves. I was in the emergency room 19 times last year. None of that in prison. None of that happened in prison. I guess I was so busy trying to survive, I didn't have time to think about anything, right? So I wanted to tell you also that whenever I told you I talked to the kids, and I told you some of the things I'd say to them, but one thing I always talk to them about is I have racing thoughts. My mind gets carried away with me, and I can't stop it. Sometimes whenever I make these videos, and it puts this stuff back on my mind. And that's one of the reasons I think I've had the nightmares. I think about what I'm going to say in my next video, and next thing I know, I'm dreaming about it. And in real life, I stood up to it like a warrior. In prison, I was everything a good white boy should be. Make no mistake about that. I did everything I was called upon to do. And I'm going to tell you about that. Things that I've done that I'm not proud of. But the things that you do out here that make you a good man are the things that make you a weak man in prison, and vice versa. The things you do in there to make you a good man make you a piece of crap out here, and people don't want to be around you. Okay, so in these videos, I can just talk to you, get it off my chest. I can laugh about some of it. It's a little easier. But if I tried to write a book, I would have to go into the feelings of how I felt at the time, and I don't think I'm ready for that. And the thing I tell the kids, and something that helps me when I have these racing thoughts, is if you were listening to a radio and there was a song playing and you didn't like the song on the channel, what would you do? This is something for kids, for adults. What would you do? You would change the channel. So your mind's the same way. You do have control of it, regardless of what you may think. And you can change the channel. You can change it several ways. One thing I used to do in prison to help me get away, you know, because when you're locked in a cell with 4 concrete walls and you can't get out, laying there in a pair of boxers, you can get a Bible, and every week you can order 2 books to read, and a book is a way to get away. And you can also do it with a TV program out here. Because when you read a book, no matter where you are, you're in the same place as anyone else reading that book. Whether I was laying in a prison cell, or you're sitting at home, you're on your lunch break, you're laying in your bed at night, when you read that book and you're on chapter 1, verse 1, whatever page we're on, we're in the same place, man. It's a good way to escape. First book I ever read was The Hobbit, and I was in 7th grade, and it engaged me. It was exciting to me, and it gave me a love for reading. And if your reading level isn't very high, I recommend you to go find a book that's not above your reading level and start with it, anything that interests you. Because if you start, your reading level will improve. When I went to prison, I was only in the 9th grade, but I ended up reading over 2,500 books. I think it's around 3,000, but I just don't want people to think I'm lying, but I'm telling you the truth. It was my only escape. I didn't have a TV, a lot of my cells, and most of the time I was locked down by myself, and it was the only way I could get away. And they'll help you a lot. They'll improve your wisdom, your life skills. They'll help you learn in ways you couldn't imagine, just reading books. It really raised my reading and writing skills, and I'll tell you about that a little later too when we get to Lexington. The next videos, I'm going to get to Lexington. I'm going to hit the medium security yard. For the first time, I'm going to be in prison. Just turned 17 years old. The shit's about to hit the fan. There's no way I can tell you everything that happened at Lexington in one video. No way. Too much is about to go down. If you're squeamish, you might not want to listen to them. They get pretty rough. I'll tell you what happened to me and what you could expect to happen to you, because a lot of things have changed now. So I'll see you there. Peace. Be safe.